afternoon, everybody. This is Tom Gretsch, the President and CEO of the Queens Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to our presentation about understanding federal small business grants. I'm joined by one of the hardest working people I've known, and we have a very hardworking staff at the Queens Chamber of Commerce, but that's Man Lee Lin, who works for the U.S. Small Business Administration and the Economic Development Specialist. She's a great asset to Queens and to New York City, and we really enjoy working with her. Just a few comments before we get started. Many people were concerned at the first go round of the PPP funding, and now we have another round that's coming through. I want you to understand the hardworking nature of the folks at the SBA who are working day and night, 7 days a week, and then some since the early days of this in early April. And I want to just offer again my thanks and congratulations to Man Lee Lin and the entire team at the U.S. Small Business Administration as I hand over the screen and the presentation to her. Just for the record, the Chamber's been around 110 years. We're very, very excited about the future. It's been a hell of a last 11 months, but I think we're going to be turning the corner. As soon as we can get the population vaccinated and get our businesses back reopened, I don't think there's anything that's going to stop us. With that said, I want to turn over the presentation to Man Lee Lin. Man Lee, again, thanks for all your hard work.
Thank you, Tom, for working with me to deliver information to the community, especially Queens community, Okay, so I will share the PowerPoint with you. So today our topic is the SBIR and the STTR. So these are two grants actually for R&D, not for you to start a business or operate your business, okay? So SBIR means Small Business Innovation Research Grant, and STTR is Small Business Technology Transfer Program. So you don't have to be a scientist. As long as you're a business owner, actually, you can apply for this. And then if you get a grant, you can hire somebody, a researcher, to do those innovation. Okay, so this is my email address if in case you need to contact me. We will send you the PowerPoint so you don't have to jot down the notes. So just show you, okay, all these companies actually, they all got the funding from SBIR program. So you can access the website and to see those success stories. So the program's goal actually, is to meet the federal research and development needs. So actually it's not, a lot of businesses came to me, say, I invented this, can I get funding from government? So actually that's not the situation. There are 11 federal government, they have to announce the project, but they won't tell you actually exactly, they are looking for. They will post a program. I would like to share with you a success story. One of our emerging leaders class, grade 8, she got $1.7 million to create virtual games for children to learn those oceans, So especially now, because Department of Education is one of the 11 government agencies. So they would post the problem, say, now so many kids, they are at home. They need those good programs. So I believe actually in our community, there are a lot of researchers, they have the ability. So she's not a scientist or IT person. So she applied and also got a grant. Then she hired a professor at Columbia University. So she can invent that. So this is just one of the grants that she got. So the second one, okay, so this is want to help those innovations that actually can be commercialized. It's not just stay in a lab. The third one, okay, so stimulate the technological innovation, especially the time right now. We need that kind of innovation to feed people's need. And then we also encourage the participation of those women-owned business or minority. For federal, actually, we don't call minority, we call socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. And the last one, we hope that technology can transfer from like from lab and then and working with those nonprofit research institutions can work together with business and then can have those innovation can be used for the community. So that's the goal for this program. So you can see here, every year, there are more than 5,000 new awards. Okay, so go to SBIR and STTR. You can see $3.2 billion. And STTR is $450 million spent every year. So you should get the part of the big pie. So what does SBIR STTR look like? Okay, so have to be American owned, at least 51%, and fewer than 500 employees. You must be done in the US. Work must be done in the US, okay? But some of the agency, if have a special situation, you are allowed to have those research actually in other country. And then focus is on performing R&D, okay? So this is not a grant for you to purchase equipment or, just let you operate your business. So usually have three phases of both of the program. Phase one is up to $250,000. You can use from 6 months to 1 year, depends on the agency. Then phase two. Okay, later I will go to the detail. Only those in phase one means you're the phase one awardees can go to phase two. So phase two will be two years, can go up to $1.5 million. Then go to the phase three. So during the phase two, you do the innovation, and then phase three, actually, you're ready to go to the production, then commercialization. So that time, actually, the fund, there's no grant for you. So you have to look for investors or government contract or government other agencies grant for your financial. So here you can see the difference between SBIR and STTR. The left side, you can see allowed permit partners, and STTR actually require that small businesses have to work with a nonprofit research institution partner. Then the second item, principal investigator, means the primary researcher have to be your employees. In the SBIR, okay, the SBIR, you have to have that researcher, primary researcher, be your employees. And for STTR, okay, you can employ or by together, or you can individually. Then we go to the work requirement. So SBIR actually on the phase one the small business have to do more than 33%. During the phase two, have to do more than 50% of the R&D. For STTR is the small business have to do at least 40% of the R&D, and then the research institution have to do more than 30%. Now we go to program size. So you can see we already saw that number. SBIR is 3.2%. So total is $3.28 billion. And STTR is 0.45%. In fiscal year 19 is $453 million total. Then the next one, majority VC ownership. So some agency allowed that, but STTR actually is not allowed. The last one, participating agency, for SBIR, actually there are 11 agency. Uh, then STTR is 5 agency. Okay, so we SBA actually we coordinate with this 11 agency to make sure that they will give the funding grants to small business. So this is just to show you, the biggest usually agency is Department of Defense, and then HHS is Department of Health and Social Services, then Department of Education, NASA, and National Science Foundation. Okay, so later we will go to detail to see that. Here we divide those 11 agencies to two groups. The left side is contracting agency, means they if you finish your innovation, so it's like they will give you the contract, and the right side they will give you as a grant. Okay, so a little bit different. So I won't go to the detail because later actually I encourage you, everybody should go to the website to learn about each of the agency. So what's SBA's role in the SBIR and STTR? We have to oversight, like oversee those agency, make sure that actually they really give the awards to the small business, especially women-owned business and the socially and economically disadvantaged business. Then we will develop and provide policy and program guidance. And we have to report to Congress about, how the small business actually participating in the SBIR and STTR. Okay, so we collect all the data and analysis and reporting. Okay. And lead federal-wide outreach. So we also have a lot of program. We give a lot of grants actually to some organizations actually, so they can help business to apply for the SBIR and STTR. So there is FAST, like federal and state technology. We partner with the state, so have the accelerator fund competition. If you know some organization, or they this is have to be nonprofit organization, they would like to help the business to apply for SBIR, STTR, they can participate that for the competition. Okay. So you can find all the information at sbir.gov. Okay, so later actually I will show you, you can get the award details by state or by company, technology, or agency. So you have to know who got those, who got those awards before. And then don't treat those as your competitor. You should treat them as your partner, potential partner. You can contact them. Maybe they can give you some, their experience, can share with you, and also maybe partner with you to get the new innovation. Okay, so right now, especially for federal government contracting, we encourage small business can bundle up, teaming up actually to get a big project. So so maybe you can contact those awardees before, and then also you can you will realize actually the agency actually maybe what kind of business actually they like to work with. Then the second one, you can find the agency activities and the funding level chart. Okay, so that, I think that will help you to make decision. For example, there are more than one agency. they have the same projects, and then you can make decision which one you should apply, or you can apply all of them together. Then the next one is a geographic. They have a state map actually to find you. You can find those maybe assistance organization. And the last one, program trends. Okay, that's an annual reports dashboard, can help you to see each agency actually what's their trend, so you can prepare for the future. On the website, they also have a resources tab, so that you can see a lot of FAQs. You realize actually they may answer your question too. And then have a conference presentation. They have a lot of video tapes. I feel that's the best things actually you can learn from different agency. And also have a report about the SBIR economic impact studies. So you will know, you will be part of them. Then where to begin? Okay, the keyword search. So you can enter those keywords that relate to the research you can do or you're interested in. So you can see the links actually here. Then you can here you can identify successful business. Just you know those who or why they get those awards before. Then also you can identify agency investment in technology areas. So each agency, of course, they are very different. Okay, in the topics actually they are interested in. Now, this one, federal and state technology partnership programs. So here we work with each state, actually have different organizations actually can train, okay, can provide assistance actually to help the business want to apply for the SBIR, STTR, especially maybe not technology side, but how to write a proposal, how to make presentation, how to plan for the financing. Those are important things actually to learn from the experts. And then this is fund competition I already mentioned. Last year, I was one of the judges. You just have to have target outreach and support. Means how will you, you have been reach out to those special like women or underserved state, and then you can focus on, you can hold the you can hold the training, or you can provide mentoring or proposal writing and networking opportunities. So at the bottom, you can see the links here. You can try to see those accelerators actually, where they are, and maybe you can join them to learn about the program. Then on the, I like this, tutorial parts especially. Okay, so there are 55 courses. Okay, so they can teach you anything you need, especially the IP protection. Okay, and the PTEX. PTEX means procurement technical assistance. I already mentioned, phase 1, phase 2, you're doing the research, but the third phase actually you made to find sign a contracts actually with an agency. Okay, so you need to start from the beginning to learn how to get government contracting. So a lot of the innovation actually become the contracts with a certain agency. Okay, so before actually I go to the detail, I would like to just answer some questions, let you realize actually your, if this is for you. So the first one, are startups appropriate for SBIR, STTR? Yes, definitely. Even you haven't started your business yet. Okay, you haven't registered your business yet. So as long as actually you're interested in doing this, we call this is the funding for for the startups or for the invention. The second one, what are the chances of winning a phase one award? This one depends on different agency and your specialty or your skills. Number three, does SBIR STTR support non-US companies or work that is performed abroad? Mostly, actually, you have to be a US company, and also most of the work have to be done in US, especially now. Number four, does the SBIR STTR programs accept unsolicited proposal? Okay, unsolicited means they didn't. They were announced. Most of the agency actually they were announced annually. What's the projects actually they want small business can do the R&D with. But if you have something in idea or innovation that actually you think can, for example, like environmental protection, that's very important right now. And you can see the agency actually they haven't done that yet, or they didn't know about that. So you cannot send your proposal, okay, but you can contact the agency head to let them know actually that's a good topics or good projects actually to try to get the proposal. Okay. Number five, but there is one agency actually is Science, National Science Foundation. They welcome people creative can contact them. They didn't tell you actually what programs actually they hope that you can do with. Actually, they welcome the new creations. So please contact the National Science Foundation if you have good ideas on how to help the world. Number five, how do the agencies address confidentiality during the review process? That actually they will provide IP protection, and you have to sign agreement with them. So each agency have different policy. Number six, can a university apply for SBIR or STTR award? University cannot apply for the award itself. Only the business can apply. But for STTR, business have to find nonprofit university to work with. Okay, so that's the situation. But we know a lot of universities, professors, they just register as a small business owner, and they can apply for the SBIR and STTR, but not the university itself. Number seven, what is a small business? Okay, so SBA have a small business standard office actually. Later I will show you the link. So usually, normally, okay, SBA say if you have fewer than 500 employees, then you are a small business. But some industry actually depends on your annual revenue, okay, like retail or or some services. So I think maybe some IT companies actually you have to find out actually how much actually would be the maximum annual income that you to your limit. Number eight, who determines if my company is eligible for an SBIR STTR award? That's the website, okay, for SBA's size standard. So you can see if you are a small business by SBA's definition. Number nine, how do I submit an application? Okay, all the solicitation when they announce, actually they will have all the instruction for you. When, how to apply, submit your application to whom. Number 10, is there a particular form that I complete? No, there is no particular form. Each agency actually they will tell you um, the contact, how you send in a proposal. Even before you submit your proposal, you have to contact them. So they can give you suggestions or assistance to help you with your proposal writing. Number 11, how do I know which agency to submit the proposals to? Okay, that's what we need to learn today. And you have to you have to spend some time to find those agency, actually those topics actually you're interested in. Okay, so here I just want to provide you, this is the three agencies, actually their mission, okay, what they mean by their science or innovation. So I won't go to the detail, just to let you know each agency, all of them are so different. You won't believe actually how different they are. So you should understand their goals before you contact them. I attended a lot of government contracting events, and when the business just come to me, just say, "Oh, actually, what's SBA? What do you do?" Um, I would think, okay, you didn't even do some research about us. How can you expect that actually you can get a contract from us? Okay, so that's the concept actually I want to share with you. Before you talk to that agency, you should do some research, okay, and then that will be a more productive meeting for you. So this is, no, actually just give you the history. I won't go to the detail. So the program actually start from 1982, okay? Help a lot of small business and also have a lot of innovation, okay? So this is the funding. We already know that actually you can see HHS in 2019 actually have a lot of projects other than Department of Defense, actually. HHS and the DOE, they're all education, and NASA, actually, and National Science Foundation. They're all big agencies that actually can help you with SBIR and STTR. So the goal actually is commercialization. So I think actually I want to just encourage, just advise you to keep in mind when you write a proposal, when you make presentation to them, the goal is commercialization. So it's not how good this innovation is. Can this innovation help the community? And you will get investment. You will get you investor or somebody will produce that. It's not just stay in the lab. Okay. So this one just tell you the history. Okay, we don't have to spend too much time in this. But this SBIR improved, the last one, when I highlight in red color, improve our ability to manage information and manipulate data. So that I think that's the one right now. Number one is Department of Defense. The number two is very important, our environment and healthcare. Okay, those are from 1982 actually are very important. But now I think actually the IT manage those information are especially essential for all the agency, not just one agency. So here there are key points I want to remind you. The first one is competitive. Okay, SBIR, STTR is competitive. Three-phase award. Number two, so this one we want to help the small business. That's why SBA is helping that small high-tech business can get the award. Number three, okay, we want to protect small business to compete with those large businesses. And number four, we encourage small business to explore their technological potential. So maybe, some business actually they are doing research, but they never thought about those special topics actually. So this is good for them to explore, the potential actually can invent something. Number five, it's very important, okay, critical startups, okay, and develop stages. So if you already invented something, a lot of people came to me, say, I already invented this, can I get grants from government? The grants is not for you to do the production, okay, it's to, so you already invented something, actually that's not what they want, okay. Number six, provide an incentive to profit from its commercialization. And number seven, so can meet the specific needs of the federal government. And the last one, encourage commercialization. Okay, so I emphasize that. So when you write a proposal, you have to keep that in mind. It's not just to emphasize how important the innovation is, make sure that actually you make sure that you mention that actually can be commercialization. Okay, these are the 11 agencies participate: Department of Agriculture, Commerce, Defense, Education, Energy, and Health and Human Services, Transportation, Environmental Protection, NASA, and National Science Foundation, and Regulatory Commission. So you can see actually you don't have to be a scientist, okay? You can, as long as actually you're interested in those topics, and then you write a proposal, you plan to get that award, and then you can hire somebody to do that R&D. So you don't have to be the person to do the R&D. So those 11, actually the SBA, actually we coordinate those 11 agencies. We review their progress. We report their results, especially for small business. So SBA, we collect those information and we publish it quarterly, okay, in the PSA. So we have to make sure that actually small business got awardees, and also we have to really care for if one business get the funding from two agencies for the same topics, okay. And also we develop a lot of seminar training, okay. And the last one, we standardize collection of the data, because the 11 agency, they should be unified, providing information. So those 11 agency, they are responsible for selecting topics, and then they announce, okay, they release those solicitation. Normally it's annually, but Department of Defense, usually they release like quarterly. And number three, we those agencies, they have to evaluate those proposals and make the decision about who will be the awardees. It's based on a competitive basis. Okay, so the qualification for the small business have to be less than 500 employees, and then independent owned and operated. So have to be a for-profit, okay? Cannot be the non-profit organization. And then have principal place in US, cannot be for foreign location. At least 51% owned by US citizen, okay? Then principal researcher, okay, this is for SBIR. For researcher, actually, they have to be the employees. They have to be the employee of the business. And the last one is in phase one, the small business have to do at least 2/3 of the R&D, And in phase 2, have to do at least half of the R&D. So others, they can outsourcing. Now we go to the next one. Okay, the definition of small business. I won't go to the detail. I think you can check that. And if you still not sure, you can contact our USA's, the SBA's size standard office. Actually, they can help you. So this is the Office of Size Standards. You can contact them if you have any questions, that if you are a small business according to our definition. Now, before you start, actually, the first thing you should do is to register. Okay, so you should register yourself actually at SB. You should company registry. Okay, so you will get a SBC. So they call small business concern. You should get a control ID and a PDF file. So those are very important for you because you need those two things actually to post. When you submit anything to those 11 agencies, you need those the ID and the PDF file. Then you submit your proposal. Then agency, they will make the award decision based on number one, small business qualification. You have to qualify to be a small business, and then degree of innovation, then technical merit and future market potential. So don't just focus on the technical part. You have to think about the future market potential too. Okay. So then you can start your 3-phase program. So this is the website, sbir.gov/applicants. So it's required. You have to register there. Okay, so I already mentioned that. Now you submit a proposal. You have to go to this, the website. Each agency have their website too. So you can go to each of the website, or you go to SBIR.gov, or you can go to grants.gov too. So in general, okay, so each agency, they have different requirement. Okay, so but in general, actually, you have to submit the packages, have the following items. The first one is your business plan. If you are a business that never, before, you never have any connection with that, topics, maybe it will be difficult. I think the best companies that actually to get award will be, your goal or your trend, okay, direction of your business actually in the same direction as the projects actually they are looking for, or the same as with that agency's goal. The executive summary, okay, and cost proposal and technical proposal. So here, you need to have the cost proposal and technical, both. So I think most of the best practice will be you have two different people actually. One is in financial, the other one is in technology. So they work together, write separately and then combine together. That will be the best situation. So phase 1, you can get up to $150,000. You can use that within 6 months. So during phase 1, you don't have to start your research, okay, R&D yet. You just explore the technical merit. Just think about, because most of the projects, they don't tell you the solution. They tell you there is a problem. They hope that you can solve that problem. So you should explore, if you invent something, in mind, will that really be used for, for the community. So feasibility, okay. So do you have enough money, okay, to do that? Do you have the manpower to do that? So those are feasibility you have to show in your proposal. Then also, of course, this is a competitive base to get award. So they decide by scientific and technical merit, feasibility, potential commercialization. And I just want to share with you the last one. What's agency requirement? Okay, some of the agency actually they were they like to help women on business or socially economically disadvantaged business or hub zone business or opportunity zone. So you really have to go to be careful that actually what's the goal of that agency. So when you write your proposal, actually will be the same direction with that agency. So phase two, you will be able to use the more than $1 million, sometimes more, okay, more than $1 million within 2 years. And so during the phase two, actually, you just perform the work of R&D, okay, only if you if you get a first phase, getting the first award, then you can participate for the phase two. So here, okay, you have to consider the commercial potential. What's commercial potential? Okay, so after you already have the invention, can you find a private sector like investor to produce them, or any government agency, maybe they will buy it, or a government contractor, they will sign a contract with you to use those innovation creation. Okay, so phase three actually is already into the marketplace. So there's no funding during the phase three, and then of course there is no limit about everything. Okay. So for the solicitation, normally it's annually. So each agency they will issue the topics and the subtopic area. Okay, and then must describe the needs in sufficient detail to assist in providing on target responses. So they will propose, actually they need some kind of innovation, but they cannot involve detailed specification to prescribe the solutions. They were just they have the tell you the problem and hope that actually you can come up with some solution. Okay, so this is the agency must post their website on those information, the topics, the agency's information, the contact person, they call contact points or project manager. They have different titles for the person that actually you can contact. Then release date and closing day. And sometimes they will explain, but most of the time not. So the very important things, you have to submit your proposal before the closing day. We saw some business, they were very upset because they submit actually the last day they did, okay, but because everybody submit, especially the proposal have a lot of pages, so the document is big, so the computer cannot take the heavy traffic, so they cannot get through. So I encourage you, don't wait to the last minute. You should submit a few days before the deadline. And then they have to submit the estimated number and average dollar amount of phase one award. So eligibility, I already mentioned. Phase one, you have to, small business have to do at least 2/3 of the R&D, and phase two, at least 1/2. And then, phase one and two, okay, the principal researcher must, okay, must be your employee. And then, yeah, you can have a budget in your proposal that, to pay the researcher, okay? Then number 5 must be performed in the US. So they say sometimes actually they approve a particular portion that can perform in other country. So the process, okay, I already mentioned the 6 months for the first, the phase 1, but sometimes actually can can be extended to 12 months. And then more than one agency should not fund essentially equivalent work. So means like, there are two agents. You can apply for both of the agency, okay, for different topic. But for the same topics, usually that happened before, okay? So just make, SBA, we will make sure about that. And also you will see that, just make sure you are complying with the regulation. And then technical assistant actually have extra money. Actually, you can hire, you can pay the vendors to do some of the work, and also you can work with your partner. If like STTR, you can hire the same, use the same technical assistants together. So now we will talk about STTR. Okay, so STTR actually, the difference between this one STTR with the SBIR is you have to find a partner. Okay, so because here they hope that actually entrepreneur skills can work with high-tech research, those institutions. So so there are 5 agencies participating in this program. And phase 1, 1 year, okay, up to 1 year, $150,000. Phase 2, up to 2 years for $1 million. And phase 3 is the same situation as the SBIR. Is they don't give you funding, but there's no regulation either. So now the qualification. Small business have to the same, okay, American owned, for profit, fewer than 500 employees. But this one, okay, for the STTR, your principal researcher, doesn't need to be your employees, okay. And then you have to find a nonprofit research institution to work together. So they have to be located in the U.S. Okay, and there are nonprofit college or university, they're domestic nonprofit research organization, or they are federally funded R&D center. And there's no size limit for nonprofit research institution. Okay. So the small businesses have to perform at least 40% of the R&D, and research institutions have to perform at least 30% of the research. And either party can subcontract, or they can join together, fund a subcontractor. So if a business actually can participate in both SBIR and STTR simultaneously, okay, at the same or different agencies, but you cannot perform the same or essentially similar work under more than one contract or grant. Then you collect funds more than once for the same work is fraud. And the small business can change research institutions in phase 2. So phase 1, you can work with one, and phase 2, you can change to another one. So, okay, now you understand what's SBIR and STTR. What is an excellent program for you if you are if you know what you want, okay, to accomplish. That's why I say, your business may be in that direction, okay, the same as the agencies will be good. Okay. Have the R&D staff and capabilities. You don't have to hire that R&D researcher, but you have ability, capability, and R&D staff, or who they are and where they are. So you can put in your proposal. Say you're contacting. You already have somebody ready for that. Be your staff and willing to commit time and funds to R&D. Of course, there's a grant, but they won't pay you in advance. So you need to have money, okay, to do some of the R&Ds. Actually, show them actually you're financially strong enough to do that. So know your market well enough, okay. You know what kind of innovation will mean growth and profits. So because actually after the phase 3, actually you will try to make money, okay, production of those innovation, okay. So if I think that you have to consider if the SBIR projects actually will contribute to your business growth, okay, like your same direction. So I think that's best the situation. So because even you didn't get that award, they still help your business. You want to create something. You want to sell something actually for the community, and you find actually the agency actually have the similar projects actually. So because when you write even during you write a proposal, you can contact the contact person, and they can give you some suggestions actually. That's how maybe can improve actually your originally creation. And even you didn't get awards actually, you can produce that by yourself. So if you need SBIR, STTR information, we have a special Office of Technology. You can contact them. Okay, so next steps, I give you homework. So you should find those solicitations. So I hope today you can try to see, just explore that website. You find those solicitation, then you can find the one that you're interested in to do, then apply. Then you should attend those events and the workshops. Many of the agencies, they post on the SBIR.gov those training and events. So also you should look at the past award winners to understand why or how they got award. And then review the policy directory, and to for some, when you learn about how to write a proposal and how to submit your proposal, and search technology areas, and you should identify some opportunities actually that actually you will help your business actually. So grants.gov, actually you can look for those opportunities too. So you can just type SBIR to do the research, or you just go to SBIR.gov. So now actually I hope you're ready. So proposal writing and IP protection, actually on the website, actually they have training and a lot of information. So but here just to let you know, you have to understand the past procurement and talk with your potential customers and do your homework, okay? Have to do some research. So this is a checklist I made that for you, okay? Before you start writing here. So practical tips I just want to share with you, okay? You should read carefully, okay? So outline of the proposal. This is from the DoD proposal, but many agencies, they provide that tools for you. So okay, the proposal size, you have to really, okay, limit actually those pages they allowed. And establish an interview review process. So I mentioned before, let's go back here. So when you write a proposal, okay, you should write the outline of your, the outlines of what you need to describe. And then you describe, those, you should have a plan, actually describe those, what do you need to do. And then you think about the budget and have people, the staff to do that, okay? And then an internal review process. So here, I mentioned you should have one responsible for the financial part, the cost, proposal. The other one is, like technology, what parts, and then put together. So you need to have a plan to do that. So simple proposals here, okay? They have some of the proposals actually, if you never write about proposal, you also can talk to SBA. We have school counselors, actually they can help you. So how to protect your IP, okay? There are different kinds. So there's also one section on the SBIR.gov. Actually, they tell you that, okay? So usually government, actually, they will own the IP, but you can identify what are those information that actually you have to sign a contract with them. So to protect your IP, okay? So this is, or you use the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement. Government actually does not sign NDAs, but you want to sign the NDAs with your subcontractor, consultants, and nonprofit research institution. Okay. So this is the IP disclosure planning for you. So for your employees, for your managers, investors, or, you should consider all of them, okay? And financial management here. So here have some direct expenses and indirect expenses that actually, and also profit. Profits means a fee, okay, by the government. So feed or profits here actually normally is 7% fee. Okay, so just give you an idea. So here for the cost proposal, a lot of information for you for each agency. So they are all different. So you really have to learn, okay, about each agency's policy. So here you just go to SBIR.gov and then just type in some topics and then you do the research, okay? So here just some affiliations, the definition for you. This is the guide to eligibility here, okay? So I just put here for you for your references. So SBIR and STTR, of course, okay. So the IP agreement, okay, are different. And also STTR require the business have to do the 40% in phase one, okay, and the 30% different. So here, like before, we compare the SBIR and STTR. So the principal investigator doesn't have to be your employees. Okay, so that's something good for you. It's more flexibility for you. So this is like a sample of the solicitation. You can see the agency due date, close date. This is some, you can see the agency and the funding topics here. You can select any years or any states, location, okay? And this is the official link for the solicitation here. So there are different, you have to spend some time to explore them. I spend a lot of time to find those interesting topics. Okay, so this is all the companies list like this, so you can contact them and about IP. Okay, so I think that's a lot of information because actually this is regarding 11 agencies program. So I hope actually all of you at least try to explore those opportunities. And then of course, I hope that actually you can really solve the problems and contribute to the community with your innovation. Okay. So
Yes,
that
ma'am.
that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Manli, and good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Jacqueline Donado. I am the Queen's Chamber of Commerce Strategic Program Manager, and again, thank you, Manli, for this very informative presentation. Now more than ever, small business owners need more information and resources to navigate the complex world of applying for loans and grants. That is why we invited and we are very proud to have Manli Lin, Economic Development Specialist at U.S. Small Business Administration, SBA, today. I invite you to please ask any questions that you may have on the chat function. And now our outreach specialist, Tasneem Sultana, she will moderate the questions. And Tasneem, I want to turn the
All
floor
right,
to you. It's all yours.
I got it. Thank you everyone for the questions. So I'll be moderating them, starting with a question from Raj.
Jacqueline, I just want to inform you, actually I have to leave within 10 minutes. I cannot
Okay.
answer all the questions,
Not a
okay?
problem. Thank you. And we are going to share the PowerPoint presentation to the.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right. I will send a PowerPoint to you, but you
Thank you.
need, I hope I can get the
Understood?
list actually to, for,
Yeah, we will.
okay.
Okay, so the first question is, what help is available from SBA before we apply for the grant?
SBA actually in our office, we don't have, enough, workforce to help you. So we teach you, then our resource partner, SBA have 3 resource partners: school, small business development center, and women business center. So actually they can come, they can conduct one-on-one counseling for us. So you can contact them. So you can send me an email. So I will provide you all the, our resource partner that actually they can help you with that.
Next question we have is, if I have an idea that is patent pending, but need money to finalize the prototype, would this qualify for a grant?
I already mentioned, it's not something you already in, okay, you have to do the project that agency need that.
Okay. Next question is from a scientist and CEO of a tech startup, and he applied to 2020 SBIR grant, but his application did not pass administrative stage. He is interested to reapply. What do you suggest to do to improve their chances of approval?
I don't know the detail why, you should talk to the contact person, the point person, ask them why you didn't get through that. It's a good chance to learn, okay? I think the best way, if you see a project actually you're interested in, try to learn from that agency and also that contact person.
Mhm. Next question is, are there a percentage of grants set aside for disadvantaged businesses, for example, women? If so, how do we find these grants or contracts?
Yeah, those agency for the SBIR and STTR depends on the agency, but I want to share with you very important for federal government contract. Women-owned business can get 5% set aside. And for the socially and economically disadvantaged business can get 5% set aside. For like a women minority can get 10% set aside. That's why I encourage you come to learn about how to sell to the federal government.
Mhm. Next question is that the person noticed that phase one had up to 250,000 grant at the beginning of the PowerPoint, but later on it was 150,000. Was there a mistake, or why is
No,
there two numbers?
okay. Officially, the act actually is 150, but then later, some agency actually they go up to 250. Okay.
Thank you. And the last question we'll ask on this webinar today is, can a pilot project in the field be considered R&D work? The person's business does not have a lab, but work in the field.
Depends actually, maybe education, like I know there's one project before is do the research, what's the best age for immigrants children to learn English.
Mhm. All right, thank you very much for your question and answering all the questions.
Great, so.
Yes, thank you, Tasneem, and thank you, Manli. And I would like to remind you, all the participants that we're going to share the PowerPoint presentation and also the video. We will post it. And Mohammed Amin, that is also an assistant here in this presentation, he will upload the video to our YouTube channel, Queen's Chamber of Commerce YouTube channel. Thank you, Manli. Thank you all.